What's good? What's goody? What's goody, y'all? Okay, hold on. Let me check all of the medias. Check all the medias. I went live a little early today because I wanted to just see. Let's see the lives. I just wanted to see, check in with y'all before we start. How's everybody doing? Let me know if there's an echo. Okay. Hello, Instagram. Hello, TikTok. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Facebook. Hold on, let me see. Comments. So I wanted to go early because I wanted to make sure that everything was everything. And yeah, how are you guys? Let's do a little vibe check. How's everybody doing? Everybody's okay? Everybody's good? What's good? What's good? Oh my God, Amira, I was just playing We Ready just a few minutes ago. That is so wild that you just came in here. I miss you. How you been? Are you still on Facebook and Instagram? Because I don't even see you anymore. You just ducked off, girl. You in the cut? Are you in the cut or what? And if you are, I don't blame you, girl. That's Mitchie. Can y'all hear me, first of all? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear? So I'm doing this new thing where I have like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I got all the things pulled up. So y'all bear with me as I navigate this like a airplane pilot. So we're not going live yet. We have about 8 minutes. Well, we're live. But we're not going to start the show yet. I just want to make sure people get in and get a good seat. You know what I'm saying? Get your seat. Sip on your drink a little bit. Get comfortable. I'm wearing my mic today. Now, believe it or not, there's a fun fact, right? So since the beginning of season 4, I've had this mic ready to do this for interviews, right? So it just dawned on me, like, why am I not using my mic? And I'm depending on my computer to get way close. And I got my mic. So, yeah, I'm using my mic today. I hope you guys could hear me very well. I hope that if we open the charm line up and people call, you guys can hear what they're saying. This is a test run for some new stuff. I don't know. But I'm glad to be back. I can't wait to tell you guys what I've been going through and why I haven't been on the show for like 2 weeks. Now, I'm not supposed to be on this whole consistent thing, right? But I haven't been on the show for 2 weeks, and that's crazy. But I'm back like I never left. Hey. Make sure you guys are subscribed because I'm hearing from other podcasters that something in the algorithm is unsubscribing some folks. So if y'all have subscribed already, just double check. Make sure that the subscribe button is clicked. You know, I watch other podcasts sometimes and they say, hey, you may think you're subscribed, but just make sure. So if you're subscribed to KLOVAVISION on YouTube, thank you. And if the bell is clicked, thank you very much. And if you share this channel, thank you very, very much. You're like MVP right now. This is gonna be weird. This is I'm doing a lot right now. I'm trying to watch everything, but um if everybody could just migrate over to YouTube, that'd be cool. I want to pay more attention to YouTube when the show starts, so don't feel neglected, okay? When I start getting into the show, when the show starts, don't feel neglected. We got 5 minutes. Y'all can go over to YouTube and you know, join the group. I'll glance over here every now and then to check y'all out, but the real show is going to be on YouTube. So make sure y'all migrate if y'all want the most of my attention. And if y'all can, spam where y'all from, where y'all watching from. Let's see if a girl global yet. You know, let me see where y'all from. Everybody in the US? Anybody in Japan want to send for me? Anybody? Okay. I hope y'all doing good. I hope you guys' this light is still bright in this world of darkness we are in. Maintaining my brightness, my bright light. Thank y'all. TikTok is jumping. I see y'all TikTok. Let me see what this chat on Instagram looking like. I can't even see the chat on Instagram, honestly. Oh, am I live? I am live. All right. Welcome Instagram. Okay, because I was wondering what's going on. So on Instagram, I just realized I have not reached enough subscribers on Instagram to go live under KLOVAVISION. So on Instagram, I'm live under Miss Clovanova. And it's crazy because I told everybody on Snapchat, like, hey, I'm going live on KLOVAVISION on Instagram. Don't meet me there, beat me there. And then I go over there and it's like, your account is not eligible. So I'm not really popular in these streets. I'm trying to get there. And I only could do it with your help. Sound like Dora the Explorer. I need your help. Hey, King of Scorpios. Okay, this is fun. Yeah, so make sure you guys on Facebook, Instagram, and I was gonna say Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Migrate over to. We got 4 minutes to the show. 3 minutes to the show. I am going to be paying more attention to this camera over here. I'll glance over there every now and then, so don't feel neglected. But I'm on YouTube right now. So if you guys go to YouTube and subscribe to KLOVAVISION, you guys can watch me on there. If you guys want to say something, I'll most likely be answering y'all messages on YouTube. Thank y'all for joining me on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, but YouTube is where my main attention will be. And we're going to start a show in 1 minute, y'all. I feel like I am doing way too much right now with all these screens. This is crazy. But ain't nothing to it but to do it, right? I get used to it, I guess, eventually. But the training wheels are on, y'all, so bear with me. Where's everybody from? Put in the chat on YouTube where y'all from. All right, we're finna start, y'all. Let's go to the media. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Big star, daughter to the sun. Life for the party, order up the fun. Booming, how I zoom it, call me Heidi, right? If you're not influenced, then it's highly. Clover not a glare, but a glow. Clover got the flair for the show, a beacon for the... I'm skipping over comments like hopscotch, just to add the fire to sound it because it's top notch. Flavor, disco inferno. OG major, let's go internal. South to the north for the torch I live. It gets hard to ignore this gift. When it comes to the heat, you can never skip me. Think I'm lying, extra Harry the hippie. Then my light, you can never shake me. Supernova, that's mega, baby. Yeah.
And now, here's your host, Clover Nova.
Welcome to the show. I am your gracious host, Miss Clover Nova, and I'm happy to be back, y'all. So, another fun fact. Right before this show started, because I know y'all like what's going on with my hair. This is a last minute thing. Right before the show, before I hit live, and it's probably TMI, but I don't care. But the lace started peeling up. So I was like, oh no, you won't. I put it up and it was down, y'all. I just put it up and covered it up because I had time. So I'm like, I'm not going to be late for the show. The devil be trying me. But God, right? The devil be trying me, but God. Okay, so thank y'all for joining the show. As y'all see in the title, we're gonna talk a lot about it's okay to not be okay. And ever since I came up with that title for this show, and I wanted to talk about ways that that makes sense, a lot of stuff been making me not okay. So we're gonna dive into it. Okay, so vibe check. I have not been feeling 100%. If I'm gonna be honest, what up, Mister? Like I said, y'all, if y'all could migrate to YouTube, then I could pay. I'm gonna pay more attention to YouTube. Okay, so if y'all in the chat, if y'all want to talk, come on YouTube. But if y'all just want to watch me, y'all free to do that. I'm not making y'all do anything I don't want to do, but I'm finna be over here. So yeah, so I've been feeling 100%, and I noticed this thing where I don't show it all the time. So I'm just gonna vent to y'all for a minute. Yeah, so I've been feeling 100%. It's several things that's been going on these past 2 weeks. For one, I've been under the weather. I had like 2 days. I took 2 days off work, 2 sick days. Got to get paid now. Okay, 2 sick days. I took them off, but I don't like taking off work because then you got to get back in that groove. And it's kind of like, you kind of want to know what's going on day by day. Well, at least I do because I love my job. So I don't like missing work. So when I went, when I took off, I had like this deep congestion in my nose, and my nose was running, and it was a mess. I had this little headache between the eyes. You get the headache right between the bridge of your nose. It's like, oh my God, can I take my nose off for a minute and just breathe? Air, clear. So that kept happening because the weather was going up and down. It was warm, then it was cold, and it was warm, and it was like messing me all the way up. And I usually get this way right before winter ends. That sometimes snow, sometimes rain in between the winter and the spring. I'm always like messed up, but this one wasn't too bad. It was just like 2 days. Usually it's like a week or two. So I've been dealing with that. And then my mom had some. She went to the hospital, and they treated her for like sepsis. They treated her for sepsis. She didn't have sepsis, but they treated her for sepsis because you guys know that she has several health issues. She's in a nursing home and running back and forth there, and maybe that would contribute to me getting, not feeling well too. But yeah, I dealt with that. She's back at the nursing home. She's feeling better. Um, but she's dealing with some dementia. So that's another new normal. I don't know if anybody, any one of my charms that ever had someone that was dealing with dementia, but before my mom had dementia symptoms, I was telling her, I said, look, I took care of her for 5 years. I took care of my mom. But I told her, I said, look, if you forget who I am or you start going number two on yourself, I'm going to have to find somebody else. I'm going to have to find somebody. I'm about to get some help, some backup or something. And I went to visit her one day and she looked at me and this, I'm telling you, she told me, she's like, are you my daughter? I said, Mama, don't start this. Come on. I thought she was playing. But then she just stared at me and it kind of like did something to me because I was like, Mama, I played it off like, girl, who else is going to be? And she stared and then she was like, yeah, you are my daughter. And I was just like, but for a moment, my body got tense and I was just like, no, this cannot be happening right now. I know it's a possibility that's coming. Hey, Coco. I know I'm preparing myself mentally, but you can never really prepare. You always prepare for the worst and expect the best, but you can never be fully prepared. So I was just like taken aback because I dread that question. Like, are you my daughter? I was just like, no, don't do that. Please stop doing that. So, yeah. So I was doing that. Hold on one second. Yeah, so with mom doing that, but she's better. I went to see her today. She was in the dining room eating. I just pulled up on her and I did the line from Life. She was eating cornbread. So I was like, can I have your corn? You gonna eat your cornbread? And she looked at me and started laughing. She was like, hello, my daughter. I said, yes. So, yeah, it was, I believe that it was a test. I do believe it was a test. And what up, Daryl? What up, Taylor? How y'all doing? Hey, Nisha. Okay, I see y'all on Instagram. Yeah. So I was happy. Today was a good day. And so then I found out I had this oil leak or this coolant leak in my car. So I went to take it to the mechanic one day. They told me I have an oil leak at 2 different spots. And because my car kind of old, they was like, it's going to be $2,500 to fix it. And I was like, well, I might as well get a new engine. And he told me, you might as well get another car because this is about over with. And I was like, oh my God. So I can't drive my car on the expressway. Y'all, the theme of these last 2 weeks, y'all, is Whitney Houston. It's not right, but it's okay. That's how if somebody said, what you been doing for the last 2 weeks and why you ain't gonna laugh, I'm just gonna say it's not right, but it's okay. Okay, I'm gonna make it anyway. Another thing I've been dealing with is time management. My time management from working and coming home and trying to do stuff and then try to get some sleep. I've been missing a lot of sleep. So I'm trying to create this routine where I carve out some time to just relax. But then I receive new information that makes me have to get up and go. So it's like, tell God your plans, and then he'll chuckle a little bit. Thank y'all. Make sure y'all subscribing, y'all. Subscribe. Okay. So yeah. So 2 reasons I haven't been getting sleep is one, I've been dealing with some job drama, y'all. I don't know. I know most people that got jobs that's working get that one person or few people that They kind of do the high school thing. Mine's well, for the sake of I don't know who watching. Hey, for the sake of hey Nico, for the sake of I don't know who's watching, we just gonna say it's somebody above me. Oh, it's clear. Okay, I just heard it's clearer on YouTube. So if y'all can't hear me quite well on Instagram and TikTok, come on over to YouTube. It's clearer over here, y'all. Um, so someone above me in two different instances within the last 2 weeks said that I have overreached. And I was a little livid about that because y'all seen, if y'all follow me on Snapchat, y'all seen that I'm in class to be promoted. And, you know, um, I don't get too much in detail, but that kind of like triggered me a little bit, triggered a little job insecurity. So that's been a little drama. And of course, you guys, the obvious drama is the government, the stuff that's going on every time. And I know that some people say stop watching it. But I feel like I can't stop watching it because I need to know what's going on when it's going on. And it's crazy. I heard about the law that if you're trans in Kansas, your ID, that the name switching ID is invalid. So they can't, their driver's license is invalid and everything is just horrible. This man, and I'm not gonna spend too much time talking about him because I know most everybody knows that stuff is high and he is just delulu but that is nerve wracking. It's like, where's the line that he has to cross? So that I've been all that combined had me to call my therapist. Okay. I had to call my therapist. I had to book a session with my therapist. And so my therapist told me it's okay not to be okay. And I'm like, you know what? That's a good title for a show. She was like, yeah, it's okay to feel everything you're feeling, but just don't stay there. And that resonated with me so much. It felt like I said, thank you, God. And she was like, don't call me God. I said, no, because God used you to talk to me. So I'm just saying thank you to God. She was like, oh, okay. So I told her, I said, that's going to be a title of my next show. And she thought that was a good idea. So we're going to talk about today the reasons why it's okay to not be okay. A lot of times we feel things and it consumes us. It can overwhelm us. It can drive us crazy. It can isolate us. It can detour us. It can really be a hindrance in our lives, right? So, yeah, let's get into it. So, I start off my show. If you're new here, welcome. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, thank you guys for coming back and rocking with me. I really appreciate it. So some things that my therapist told me that I do a lot because she's been my therapist for a few years now. She said I internalize often. And I was like, you know what? I do hold a lot in. And I think that this podcast is allowing me to let some stuff out. So this is therapeutic for me. This podcast ain't just for y'all. It's for me too, okay? So as much as I love y'all, my charms that's on here, the people that subscribe, I'm talking to specifically to the people that subscribe. As much as I love y'all, I find this show to be therapeutic for me to get on here and just let some stuff out, you know? I encourage anybody who wants to do a podcast that they got a lot going on, there's a lot on their mind or whatever. Just do a podcast. When you let it out, it's a sweet release. She says I overthink. And I knew that already because I'm a Leo. And she introduced me to something, right? That's called toxic positivity. Now, we heard of toxic relationships, whatever, but have you guys ever heard of toxic positivity? Okay, we're gonna get into that later. So some solutions that she gave me, right? She gave me some pointers and I wrote them down. She told me to take more time to make big decisions. Okay. Sometimes when I come up with a decision, I feel like I gotta make it right then and not really think about the decision first. And I just go with it. And then it overwhelms me. Then I overthink it and I internalize. This is how she speaks to me too. And I was just like, girl, get out of my head. But she was like, yeah, next time you have a big decision to make and you're not sure, make it the next day. And I'm like, okay. So these are some tips I'm gonna give y'all too. So I don't know if this will work for everybody. If it resonate with you, let it resonate with y'all. But yeah. So take more time to make big decisions. Consider my situation. So when I'm thinking about something, I got to consider everything that I'm doing currently when I'm making a decision. And she said, based off those, what else can you think that will help? And I said, pray before committing to something. She said, that's a good one. So now when I face a big decision, I'm going to sleep on it, but I'm going to pray first. I'm going to sleep on it, and then I'll make the decision the next day. So then I'm not overthinking. I have time to really just analyze everything, especially focusing on my current situation. So I told you guys in the first episode how I doubted my faith before, and I didn't. I doubted my faith because of the environment that I was around. I wasn't around people that even talked about faith, so I doubted it. Not in God, it's just in my faith in God. Like it's not that I doubted my faith, but I doubted my outcome. I doubted, like I had one of the moments, you're not supposed to worry and you can't worry and be faithful, right? To God. You cannot worry. But I doubted it because I was overwhelmed, because I was overthinking, because I internalized. So it caused me to doubt. But I had to remember that I'm in human form and that comes with the experience of being human, you know. Just going through the motions, right? So I had to give myself grace, which I did. I gave myself grace, which is why I'm back on the show, because I'm like, no, everything that was going wrong, I blew a fuse earlier. I wasn't able to go on live on KLOVAVISION on Instagram. I was trying to work with that. I couldn't get the lighting right. There was a lot of stuff going wrong. And I said, I'm determined. I'm just going to keep working at this because I need to be here at 8:30. Because yeah, if y'all saw, I did have 6:30 earlier. Baby, at 6:20, I was going through it. I was like, you know what? I'm push the time back to the regular time. Forget it. I was going to try to do a little early to make up for it. But I was like, you know what? Let me just go live on Instagram. Blockages, right? Okay. But let's get into what I like to call the daily bread. The daily bread, today's daily bread is from the scripture 2 Corinthians 12:9. And it says, but he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Okay? So sometimes when we feel like we're hitting a road bump, that's when God works the most. But you have to have faith. You have to have that, just a mustard seed of hope, a mustard seed of faith, and it's going to work out. if you think about it, everything that you've been through, you've gotten through it, right? Right? If we're still here, we're still alive, we're still breathing, and we've been through some stuff, if you've really been through some stuff, the key word is been through, right? And we've been through it. So why do we continue to like dwell and just worry so much about new stuff when it come up? If you've been through it, you was built for it, right? He said, I will boast all more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me. I love that scripture because it kind of like made sense that, when you're feeling down, what do we do? Where do we go? We go into our prayer closet, we pray, we're like, God, oh, please go through it. I'm overwhelmed, I'm stressed, I'm this, I'm that. And whether it's a week, a day, a month, or whatever, we don't even think about that no more. But we have to stop and thank God because we pray for that. We wanted it to go away, right? We wanted that bad relationship to end. Oh my God, but it's gone. So I think it's very important that we give God glory when it comes to that. So that's my daily bread for the day. It's 2 Corinthians 12:9. I love that one. So questions. How many times have y'all been overwhelmed and gotten through it? If y'all have some instances y'all want to put in the chat, please put in the chat. If y'all been through some stuff, y'all overwhelmed, but y'all got through it, type amen in the chat. Okay, just type amen. If some stuff like was really like stressing y'all out, but then y'all got over it, just type amen. Whether you're seeing this live or you're seeing this 25 years from now, just type amen in the chat. Okay. How many times have we been in situations that we didn't know our way out of, but somehow we made it out of them? I know I have several times. It's been several times when I made it, when I thought that this was the end. Like, I'm not finna, this is bad. This is finna destroy me, right? And I'm here today. So I got through it. We have to remember those moments when we got through something, because that was God's power in that weakness that we were going through. Whether you wrecked your car, you lost your job, whatever, we got through it. Okay. For new people that's coming in, make sure you guys are subscribed. Again, I'm gonna announce this several times throughout this live. I'm gonna make it really brief too, because like I said, I have to get some rest. I have a lot to do tonight before the night ends, before I can get some rest. So, bear with me, y'all, because I'm trying to be proficient with this board, y'all.
Ms. Clova Nova's mobile app recommendations. Fetch Rewards, the app that connects with your grocery and retail purchases, allowing you to scan receipts or link loyalty cards to earn points for every eligible purchase. Points can then be redeemed for gift cards, discounts, or other rewards. Exclusively, just for the charms. Use charm referral code 5RX2V and get 2,000 points when you scan your first receipt. Or scan the QR code with your phone. Now, back to the show.
All right. That was a commercial break, y'all. I'm trying to get the QR codes up. When I get the QR codes up, oh, do I have the QR codes? If anybody needs the QR codes, let me see. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Okay. Nisha says, I try not to get overwhelmed as I suffer from anxiety. I've learned to quiet my head for peace and rest. Couldn't it have gotten to this point without the proper mental health help. Yes, yes. And I feel like a lot of people are seeking like therapists because it used to be a stigma, especially in the Black community. Like going to see a therapist mean you was kind of crazy. But I can honestly say going to therapy is the reason that I'm on this live, and I had to like get out of my own head. So I thank my therapist. I thank going to therapy for being able to do this. Cause as outgoing as I am, a Leo and all this stuff, being on camera, on social media and stuff, it was like, I've always dreaded like going into a room where I didn't know nobody or know people, new people, and trying to warm up. That was always the most tense situations for me. New student in school. We changed schools when I was little a lot. So that was always a nerve-wracking thing to me. I hate being the new person. I hate being the person that don't people don't know me. I have to get to know people. It takes me a while to warm up with people. But when I warm up to you, okay, I'm a little eccentric. And if you know, you know. But before I get eccentric, I'm always reserved. I'm always like very reserved and to myself, and I scan the room, I analyze, but I be in my head a lot. I be thinking about like, what people think about me and all that stuff. But when I get older, as I gotten older, it goes away. I don't think about that as much. But when I was younger, I used to be in my head a lot. Self-conscious and everything. It was to wear me out. I used to have to go places where I was with somebody, and that caused me to attach myself to people just so I could navigate. And sometimes the people I attached myself to navigate wasn't the right people. So I've had some experience. I had to learn the hard way. I had to learn to be independent because I needed mental health, mental therapy. Mental health help, and therapy just allowed me to let some stuff out. Sometimes when you bottle it up, it can cause so much more damage to your social life too. Um, and do, hey TT, thank you. So thank y'all for coming in here. People that's just coming in here, I'm gonna say this a lot because I've been advised to, but make sure you guys are sure that you guys are subscribed on YouTube. Okay, even if you're watching from Instagram and you're watching from TikTok, make sure you guys are subscribed on YouTube. If you help me grow the channel, we could do a way more. I promise. I have some things that I want to do on here. And I'm going to implement new stuff. It's not going to be Bible study every day, but every live will have a daily prayer and a spiritual vitamin, okay? So just know that. That comes with the show, okay? Hey, come for the show, stay for the vitamins, okay? Okay, a daily dose of vitamin. It don't hurt nothing. Okay, so if y'all don't even have faith or y'all not, because I'm not religious, but I believe in God. I believe everything is God. Okay, so y'all being here is God. Okay, me talking to y'all is God. But just know that there's a daily vitamin, a spiritual vitamin, and daily bread on every show, at the beginning and the end. Okay, whether we talk about stuff in the middle, ratchet, whatever, we're gonna start it with a daily bread, and we're gonna end it with a spiritual vitamin. Okay, just know that that's standard. Okay. um so I did ask you guys how many times y'all been in a situation. Okay. Coco said and do. Okay. Yes, spiritual. I'm on a spiritual journey, as we all should be, because if y'all believe it or not, okay, believe it or not, whatever your faith is, if you don't have faith, believe what you're gonna believe. I'm not here to condemn anybody, but we are in the middle, right? Smack dead in the middle of a spiritual war. Period. All this conspiracies, never you could pay attention to all the chaos around you if you want to. And I do, because that's the human experience of me in me. But I do recognize this as something higher than just the president. messing up the United States. It's higher than that. It is not. This is surface level. What we seeing out of these eyes is surface level. But what we're going through in our spirit, it's on a whole nother level. Okay. So let me get back to the regularly scheduled program because, like I said, so if you're experiencing struggle, grief, or burnout is natural. Okay. Um, It's a natural, universal part of the human experiences, not a sign of weakness. Okay, so admitting you are struggling is a powerful step towards like healing and allowing yourself to break the silence and shed that shame. That guilt, that shame of that prevents us from like seeking help is our mission. Okay, so we have to break that. If you have a best friend, if you have somebody that you could talk to, um, somebody you trust, um, that you can go deep with. I advise everybody just, call them up. Call that person. You ain't got to tell the world. You ain't got to tell 2, 3, 4, 5 people. All you need is one person, okay? Because 2 or more together, baby, you have a church, and you're telling this person that's what's troubling you, okay? And the spiritual people, what we call that? We call that testifying, like it's a testimony, okay? You can call it gossiping or whatever, or venting, whatever, but you're testifying, you're saying it out loud, so because you may be telling that one person, but God hearing you too, when you're coming out and you're speaking it, you know. But also we have to be careful of how we're saying what we're going through, right? We have to stop saying, I'm overwhelmed, I'm tired, I'm, you know, I'm sick. We can't do that. That's a whole nother skill, okay? We have to say, I'm not feeling good yet, or I'm trying to get better, or I'm trying to get over a cold, or or um, I need to decompress. Don't say you're stressed. Say I need to decompress, or I need a distraction. I need to refocus or recalibrate. I need to, we have to speak. We have to be careful how we speak the words because these are spells, that we're saying to each other. So when we start talking about, you know what, I'm just so tired. Just say I need to get more rest. So I'm working on that. I actually bought a sticky notepad and I'm going to start doing this. I saw this actually on Mary Jane before. I'm going to start when I feel stuff and I need to positive. I'm going to start putting sticky notes on my mirrors in the bathroom when I wake up, and I'm going to start read as I'm brushing my teeth. I'm just going to read everything to remind myself of how to talk. I think that's a good exercise for a lot of people, and I would love for my charms to tell me if y'all try that, how that um how that made y'all how it made everything better. Jarvis said, so don't say I'm struggling, say I'm getting through. Yeah, yeah. We're not struggling. We're just getting over a rough patch. We are getting over a rough patch, or we're going through it, or I'm just getting over something. I'm getting over. Oh, I didn't see you. Hey, Uncle Reggie. Okay, thank y'all for coming in here. Make sure you subscribe, Uncle Reggie, because I'm hearing that they change the stuff up. They unsubscribe people. And that's not just game. I've been hearing that on people's podcasts. They say you may think you subscribed, but go check it out. Make sure you're subscribed and the bell is clicked. And I'm assuming because y'all in here that the bell is clicked. Y'all got the notification on y'all phone. So y'all know I was live. Okay. So, okay, let's keep going. So some key talking points, y'all. Some key talking points is normalize vulnerability. I think a lot of times, especially the male counterparts, for lack of a better word, feel like it's a weakness to be vulnerable. Actually, that's your strength. To be vulnerable is your strength. When you're able to as a man, to cry, and express yourself. I find that to be powerful because one, it shows that you are trusting the person that you're venting to or you're releasing that to. You're trusting them, and you're releasing a lot of stress to me. Um, and if you're a woman that feel like, oh, he crying, he weak, I encourage you guys to reverse that thought and just make sure that you're supporting a man that's venting, that's expressing stuff. This is when the man needs support the most because they're going through something. And I think that that's a stigma that a lot of guys develop of toxic masculinity or hyper masculinity because they feel like they always have to be on because a woman may think they weak. So let's work on breaking that stigma too. So if you know a guy that's always putting on that he's strong, you might want to take him to the side and say, "Hey, what's going on? Are you okay? If you could talk to me about anything. Sometimes they need that, and they may not talk to you right then and there. They may come back, but sometimes I feel like that's a lot of that's a core problem with a lot of guys, or core issue. I say problem. That's a core issue that guys need to resolve, is just finding that safe space for to release some stuff. That toxic masculinity does not make you no more of a man than someone that's expressing itself. Uh, that makes sense because I wasn't notified today. Oh, okay. So see, that's what I'm saying. They're they're unsubscribing people. I guess they're not. They don't want people to climb that that social ladder on YouTube. Okay. When you need to get better and you want a new attitude, ask God to help you identify your true feelings and get along with yourself. Yeah. Ask God to bring someone who will hear you out and support you. Professional counseling is very yes, yes, it is. And that's why I had to talk to my therapist because I was internalizing a lot of stuff. I was overthinking, you know, and I was, making decisions that I didn't have the bandwidth for. And sometimes you have to just be real with yourself and the situation in the moment too. You have to be real about what you can take on, what you can handle. Although you want to say yes to everything, sometimes you have to give yourself grace and say, hey, wait for the answer. Don't make the decisions yourself because this life, we on borrowed time, right? We on borrowed time, and we have to wait to see if this decision is along the path that's going to take us to where we need to go. The Holy Spirit will help you deal with all of your worries and fears. Give him a chance. Yeah, give him yes, because we were not born with the spirit of fear. That's something that we've learned. We've adapted. Our environments teach us to be scared, and you know, so we have to unlearn some stuff, y'all. Especially in this moment where there's a lot of chaos around us. We have to be still sometimes, right? We have to be still in these moments and just really look inside, internalize um, solutions over issues, over problems, okay? Everyone faces challenges. Acknowledging that you are struggling is a sign of strength and emotional awareness, not a character flaw, okay? Um, an anti-stigma action. Um, in a culture that prioritizes pushing through, um, stating that you are not okay acts as a necessary counter narrative to toxic positivity. And I told y'all about toxic positivity. I had to look that up. I had to look that up. And what is toxic positivity? Okay, do I have a banner for that? Let me see. See, I can read that. Let me see. Did I put that as a banner? Let me see. Hold on, y'all. No, I didn't. Okay, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. Toxic positivity is I'm sorry, dysfunctional emotional management without the full acknowledgement of negative emotions such as anger and sadness. Okay. Oh, and then my whole chat just started up. Okay, I'm gonna read that again. I'm gonna read that again, y'all. What is toxic positivity? Child, when I tell y'all, I was like, yeah, that's oh, where is it? Where did I lose it? Yeah, it's dysfunctional emotional management without full acknowledgement of negative emotions such as anger and sadness. So, an example that my therapist gave me, I have a habit of when she first speaks to me, she was like, "How you been?" I'd be like, "I've been okay." I I suggested, I made the call, made the appointment, right, to talk to her, and the first thing I say is, "Oh, I'm okay. How are you?" And she'll just stare at me because I know she looking at me like, "You didn't call me to tell me you okay. You did not call me to tell me you okay. So what are we doing here?" So that's a dysfunctional emotional management without full acknowledgement of negative emotions such as anger and sadness. It's also um, let me see. It's also the brief. The belief that people should maintain a positive mindset no matter how dire or difficult a situation is. I felt that way. I don't know about y'all. Have y'all ever felt like, and I've said it so many times and I didn't even realize it, like no matter what you do, you have to keep a positive mindset. I've told so many people that stay positive in every situation, just remain positive. Do you know that's toxic positivity? That's toxic to tell someone no matter what you're going through, stay positive. See the good in every. Sometimes you got to feel those feels, right? Really realizing you are unique and that God knows all about you. He is your best friend and wants to help you and strengthen your resolve to be better. I believe that. I definitely believe that. Definitely believe that. We have to believe that we have good intentions or whatever, but we also have to feel those feels. I think that's the purpose of us having this human experience too. We have to feel the feels because I read a book called No Mud, No Lotus. And I always refer back to that book. You cannot have a lotus without it growing through mud, right? That's how you appreciate the good things. It requires the bad things. For something good to happen to you, you have to have gone through something that wasn't so good so you can appreciate it when it gets there. But if you're always positive, that's toxic. And I was just like, wow. Because that's something I was practicing doing. It's like um, practicing toxic positivity. It's also the act of denying or rejecting negative emotions or experiences which can harm well-being and resilience. So we don't know how tough we are. We don't know how resilient we are if we're not acknowledging what we've been through, right? If we're not acknowledging the situation, not dwelling in it, but acknowledging it. I need to get better, or I need some energy. I need positive energy right now. Instead of saying I feel negative, I feel grumpy, you're speaking what you need, and God hears that. Right. And I'm telling you, I'm gonna say it. I've been a fool. I've been a fool. TT, you know me. You know I come around. Hey, how you doing? And a world of stuff is going on behind me, and I'm just, hey, you see somebody? Hey, how you doing? And I have to get used to be like, yo, I'm not feeling it today. I think everybody that knows me, when they come around me, I'm always like, hey, how you? It's a natural. It's I don't say it was a natural, but it's been my go-to um, mindset when I'm around people. It's just be like, I'm okay. I'm good. How are you? Oh, I'm so good. Because you could say you're blessed, but you're trying not to be too. You know, you're working some stuff out too. You know, we could say that. Okay. So Charms, sometimes just being upfront and honest can also. I'm gonna add this: when you're honest with yourself, you can find solutions just by admitting what it is you're going through. Sometimes with people that you can trust, though. So if you're around people and they're like, "Hey, what's going on?" But like, I've had better days. I'm trying to get back to my better days. That's how I'm getting through some stuff, you know. And then that may lead to, well, what are you getting through? And then you're like, well, I'm just dealing with such, and that person may be like, oh, well, I can help you, and bam, okay, there you go, a spiritual vitamin, you know. We can't get the vitamins if we don't go to the pharmacy, right? Sometimes we gotta take a trip to the pharmacy. We gotta be like, yo, I need a pick me up. You know, you can't go. Your tooth can't hurt, and you go to the dentist. You be like, I'm fine, right? Sometimes you gotta be like, my tooth needs some attention, or my knees is just, you know, they're not their best today. They should be better. I'm gonna need my knees to be better, because that's how the help you need comes to you. So we have to be honest with ourselves. We have to be honest with out loud. If you don't have anybody to be honest with, you go in your prayer closet and you speak it. And I've even heard that praying out loud, the devil can hear you out loud. So you got to pray in silence. Pray in silence so he can't hear you, because he may send you a blessing that you don't need. So sometimes, you say it you look in the mirror and you speak in your head. I've learned that too. Sometimes you can't just say it out loud, because when the devil hit you, he gonna send you the decoy. Amen. Our humanity makes me always stay in the moment, and I always try to keep it real. Yes, you do. I'm a firm believer in telling the truth and accepting help from us. Yes, yeah, we have. And you know what? This a Leo thing, okay? I am not, correction. I have not been that person that when I need help, I just go to, hey, I need help. I've always been that person to say, okay, let me figure this out. Okay, I'm okay. I gotta figure this out. I'm still trying to figure that out. Okay, I'm gonna figure this out. And then people come around. Oh, I'm fine. Hey, how you doing? I'm figuring some stuff out. So, you know, sometimes you got to tell your friends, like, look, your strong friend. Check on your strong friend. Everybody check on your strong friends. Your friends is always okay. You know, check on them. Just go around them. Like, you sure? I don't. If you did need some help, you could ask me. You could say something. And just let them know that you're there. So yeah, that's an epiphany I had, right? So physical and mental parity. Just as we do not ignore physical illness, we should not ignore or suppress mental struggles, burnout, or sadness. Give ourselves permission to heal, right? Accepting that you are not okay allows you to stop fighting your feelings, which is the first step towards recovery and emotional growth, right? Reaching out, admitting that you are not okay makes it easier to connect with others, creating a supportive environment rather than isolating yourself. And I am 100%, that's my go to move. That's my go to move. I feel like, I feel like a lot of times when I isolate myself, I could breathe and figure some stuff out because I have this habit of getting distracted and getting caught up in other people's stuff. That's just me being a Leo, wanting to help everybody, but don't want to tell somebody I need help too, you know. And when I do need help, it's like low key, like I'm cringing because you know I feel like I don't know. I used to feel like I'm I don't know. I don't know how I used to feel, just uneasy about it, when you ask for help. I always felt uneasy about it. Just, I don't know, for some reason. But, um, yeah. But that's something I have to unlearn. I have to unlearn isolating myself. And a note on it's okay not to be okay is while it is okay to not be okay, it's important to remember that this phrase doesn't mean staying stuck, but rather acknowledging reality to begin moving forward. I'm sorry, moving forward. This app that I'm using, this platform comes with a teleprompter, y'all, and there's a new feature on here that is so cool. But it get away from me sometimes, so I'm like, okay, but you can slow it down. So I'm trying to slow it down, but it is too slow. So forgive me, y'all. But I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna read it again. Can I go back? Okay. It says, while it is okay to not be okay, it is also important to remember that this phrase doesn't mean staying stuck, but rather acknowledging your reality to begin moving forward. It is also crucial that society improve support services to ensure those who speak up actually get the help they need. Okay. So, unfortunately, we have a government that doesn't really care about the well being of our health, but it's very crucial that we have um, mental health help, especially when it comes to like police officers. I think a lot of times when people get arrested, and I do believe there's a lot of people in jail. I have not looked up the statistics yet, but I do believe there's a lot of people in jail that just need mental help, and they're in jail, which worsens their mental health because they're not getting the adequate help they need. They're in an environment that is not positive at all. So I do believe that a lot of people in government should implement more mental health, focus more on mental health, and officers should be trained on mental health as well, so they'll know the difference between a crime and a mental outbreak. Even though a lot of people try to probably fake a mental outbreak to justify the crime. Okay. Isolation is a great way to reduce the noise and listen to the spirit within. Don't stay isolated. Right. That's exactly what it's saying. Like, don't stay stuck. Do what you have to do to recalibrate yourself, but don't stay there. You know, that's where your support system comes in. That's when you isolate yourself. Once you get your bearings, you call that person, that friend, that family member or whatever, and you just say, hey, uh, okay, I just got over a hill. Okay. And then just let that person just coach you right on out into society again. And you just try again. Life is doesn't, it can have some hills and some bumps in the road and everything, but we have to keep going. Just like a speed bump. We can't stop because it's a speed bump. We got to get over it. Um, Socialize and interact with others because that strengthens your capacity for character development. It does. It does. And I think that's where a lot of my anxiety come from, like coming into a new room with people I don't know, being in my head, internalizing. It comes from that. But I had a period in my life where I was nothing but just around other people. Like wasn't the right people, but I was like 24/7, and I was around them socializing in environments that didn't correlate to my character. So that can do it too. So you have to pay attention to your environment that's around you, the people that you are socializing with, and make sure that feeds you. If you're not around people that's feeding you positive affirmations and support, then you might want to change your environment. And there's a saying that says you can't change the people you're around, um, but you can change. Oh my God, I can't remember the saying. Y'all know where that go. But you can't change the people around you, but you could change the people you're around. Okay. So sometimes, it's necessary, it has to be a constant feeding of positivity. Okay, so I'm gonna do another commercial break. Make sure you guys have your phones out and snap these QR codes because they do give you. Um, this one is the okay. So the other one was the Fetch app. This is the Upside app. If you guys are driving and you're getting gas, this is an app that you can use to earn cash back at the pump, and this money adds up, and then you can send it straight to your bank. It gets there the same day. I use it when I go to the pump. It's certain gas stations, so you just have to navigate to the gas stations you use, and you go to the pump. You pump your gas, you scan your receipt, and a portion of what you spent on gas, you get it back, and you can use that money for something else. This is a time we all have to budget because stuff is on the rise; it's going up. And if you ever need the promo for the Upside app or the Fetch app, it's on my Instagram page. You can always DM me to ask me for the links to the apps, and you could download them, and it could save you some money, especially the Fetch app. No matter what receipt you got, you're gonna get some points from the Fetch app, so you can collect all your receipts. I think it's like you can scan like 30 receipts or 25 or 30 receipts in one day, and you rack up points, and then you can use those towards gift cards. And with my code, you get 2,000 points the first receipt. So use those apps, you guys, if y'all want to use them and save some money. Okay. So this is the Upside app, and I'll be right back after this important message.
Ms. Clova Nova's mobile app recommendations. The Upside app. Earn up to 3x more cash back on essential purchases like groceries, dining, and gas. Cash out anytime directly to your bank account or choose from gift cards at popular retailers. Exclusively, just for the charms. Use charm referral code KLEVA8227 and get 15 cents per gallon extra cash back, and 10 cents extra cash back on one restaurant or grocery purchase. Or scan the QR code. Now, back to KLOVAVISION.
All right. So now I'm going to open up the charm line, you guys. So the charm line is open. If you guys want to call in and say something, you're free to do that. And if you don't, you can always call. You said what's the app? Okay. Yeah, I'll send you the links to the apps, to your phone. I'll send you the links, and then you could just share them, and just use my code to get the points. Let me open up the charm. Okay, so this is what I've been working on before I got on the oh gosh, let me try to do this. Hold on, y'all. I need a assistant to do this because I am all over the place. Okay. So that's the charm line, you guys. It is 850, my 2 cent. That is 850-692-2368. You guys can call if you want to. You don't have to call if you want to call. That is the line, okay? And this little animation I made, y'all tell me y'all, it's cute. Tell me if y'all like it.
Charm! Oh, hi! I'm so excited to hear from you.
Okay, you know, your girl did that. I did that. That's cute, right? Y'all like that? So the charm line is open right now. And if no one's calling, we're gonna go right into the spiritual vitamin, y'all. Okay, I'm not gonna hold that up there too long. Let's get right into the spiritual vitamin, honey.
Interesting. Now, on another note, back to you, Miss Nova.
Today's episode spiritual vitamin is okay. Now, I think I got a little deep with this one. Oh, and then it would. Okay, so I'm going to read it from here. Today's spiritual vitamin is okay. Okay, Christ can use us in our weaknesses and not so perfect states. If we humbly approach him and accept our shortcomings, he can use them for his good purpose. Okay? And that verse, the verse that's that better represents that statement is 2 Corinthians 10:7. I think I have that. Hold on. This is why I need an assistant, y'all. I swear. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. Oh, and it's the wrong one. I didn't put the banner up there. Okay, 2 Corinthians. Can I copy that? Oh, I can copy it. Oh, come on. There's a will, there's a way. So 2 Corinthians 10:7 says, let's go back to the banners. Yeah, this is a lot. It's a lot. I know. But I promise one day I'm going to have an assistant and everything will run smoothly. Okay, save that and then show it. Okay, at the bottom of the scroll, it says, and I quote, "Look at what is before your eyes. If anyone is confident that he is Christ's, let him remind himself that just as he is Christ, so also are we." Okay? I'm going to read that again. Two Corinthians says, "Look at what is before your eyes. If anyone is confident that he is Christ's, let him remind himself that just as he is Christ, so are we." It is okay to not be okay because our acceptance in Christ is not based on what the eye can see, but who we are in him, despite the challenges we face. Be weak, be vulnerable, so that the power of hope of Christ can be written through your testimony. Sometimes we have to go through some stuff, y'all, so that we can get through it, so that we can help somebody else. Because how can we help somebody else if we haven't been through it ourselves? And the first thing somebody gonna say is, "You don't know my pain. You can't relate to what I'm going through." And then we could say, yes, I can. Yes, I can. I've been through something similar. Or I haven't been through that same thing, but I've been through something. And I know from experience that I can get over it. Okay. So now, before we go, I'm going to put up, do I have that? Let's see. Did I bring that with me? Oh, okay. It's a banner. Um, oh, okay. Let me. So yeah, if you are somebody you know is experiencing a mental health crisis, addiction, or anything that can cause them harm, I'm going to pull up something that I want you guys to take a screenshot of, or we could just show them this video. And I should have had this ready, but bear with me because it ain't nothing but a chicken wing and a thing but a chicken wing to pull it on up. And it's important that I pull this up too. So if they're experiencing a crisis, you guys can either take a screenshot of this, or there are hotlines for people that may need help, therapists on there. There's all kind of help that we need for things that we're going through. We have to seek it out, and we have to pass down information we know. If someone is experiencing something and going through something traumatic, and you feel like you're not the best candidate to help them with that certain situation, then you can Google crisis hotline and stuff, and advise them to just call and just talk about it. Sometimes I know I'm not always the best advisor or the best person that can bring you relief, because sometimes we can say something that they don't want to hear or whatever. So it's a neutral person that can listen to you and hear you out, and hopefully guide you into better days, because we all need those. So screenshot that. I'll leave it there for a minute. Wow, what's next? I have an epiphany, you guys. This is actually a quote I came up with. And this quote says, I delete my quote. Okay. It says, we are not created to be perfect in our experience, but to keep our minds on how perfect God can handle everything we experience. That's my epiphany. When I got through writing this show and just doing all my talking points, that's my my Clover quote. I'm gonna call it a Clover quote. So yeah, we are not created to be perfect in our experience, but to keep our minds on how perfect God can handle everything we experience. And if we do that, we're the imperfectly perfect version of ourselves. Okay? And on that note, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of KLOVAVISION. I hope to see you guys again if you have not already done it. So, again, I'm asking you guys to subscribe, share this on your social media pages. Let's grow the chat. Also, okay, I have a few announcements. Let's see if I can remember them. On Instagram, if you're on Instagram, follow me under Miss Clovanova. I do have a group in the DMs called Charm Chat Central. If you're following Miss Clovanova on Instagram and you don't know how to find the group, DM me. Just say, hey, I want to join CCC. It's the Charm Chat Central. Just remember 3 C's. I was singing the group. I was singing the invitation. In that group, I do random audio voice messages. I post pictures that I don't post, anywhere else. I just post random stuff. We do polls. Like I ask a question, I ask people to vote on stuff like logos and stuff. I have a new logo coming out for the show. It's really cute. I have to finish it. It's coming along very well, but it's really cute. And it's just a lot of stuff that you guys going to see first on the Charm Chat Central group. Then you're not going to, you're going to see it there first. Like when I went live, when I was trying to go live on Instagram, I said, let them know first. So you get exclusive access to me. And sometimes I'll be on there venting, y'all. I'll be on there saying, hey, y'all, I'm going through this. I'm at work. This is what I'm eating today, And when I get 100, I think I'm at 50. No, I'm at 30. I think 32 members, 31, something like that. But I did tell them a while back when I get to 100 members in our group, I want to turn on the responses so we can really be in there just chatting it up. Because right now they have it set where you can't respond. So I think you gotta have so many members and then you can actually turn on the responses. And I'm gonna do that off and on because I don't want it to be too much notifications, stuff on there. But I thank you guys for tuning into the show. And stay blessed. Stay positive, stay peaceful, stay productive. And just remember at all times, in any situation you're going through, whatever you're going through, just remember, God is light. And on that note, I'll talk to y'all later.
Big star, daughter to the sun. Life for the party, order up the fun. Booming, how I zoom it, call me Heidi, right? If you're not influenced, then it's highly. Clover not a glare, but a glow. Clover got the flair for the show, a beacon for the... I'm skipping over comments like hopscotch, just to add the fire to sound it because it's top notch. Flavor, disco, and...
Interesting. Now, on another note, back to you, Miss Nova.
Run it up.
Like, subscribe, share, that's how you show love. Yeah, like, subscribe, share.